So I probably woke up about 2:45. No, I woke up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, but I know as of 2:57 a.m. I was still up. Dream was there was these three row houses. They had like about 5 feet between them, two-story houses with a little attic at the top. Very cute. In the middle of an open field kind of type deal. What was different about them was that the three homeowners or people that lived there were on the same accord, or perhaps the landlord did it like that. But there were king size beds on the patio on the front porch of each. The front porch was, had a little gate and stairs to go down, but there were king size bed on the right corner of the patio each, white bedding, feathery, fluffy, beautiful. And I know in real life you can't really do that for safety and then for mildew or whatever with the, weather and stuff. But it was really, really nice. I ended up taking over the third house. For some reason, that became my house. And for some reason, the king size bed, I don't know what happened to it, but it ended up being downgraded to like a twin size bed. And instead of the beautiful big white fluffy sheets, they were tacky sheets like a teenage boy or something would have. But it was my bed, And when it was just like, the reason I said the colors were masculine, it was like red and black and blue. And that was about the house. And another part of the dream, I was driving and there was like some huge storm, and I was sitting in a car in front of what looked like my old high school, but in the dream it had no reference to the high school. But I was sitting in my car in front of the high school. There was this guy that came out that had a little teeny baby with him. That was his baby. The baby had a phone, and he was holding the phone, and the baby was holding the phone with him. And every now and then you see like lightning sparks come out of the phone, like maybe the lightning was recognizing the phone and was making it happen. I was telling him, after a while I saw it too many times, so I told him, I said, yo, you need to get in your car or get in somewhere with the baby, because y'all might get hit by lightning. You don't see the sparks and the flashes coming from the phone. And he was like, oh no, we're gonna be okay, blah blah blah. And so I was like, all right, well, let me mind my business and get in my car and make sure everything's locked up tight. So I started to back out, and I was going somewhere. And as I was driving, I think I was trying to go home or just get away from there. Yeah. And as I was driving, the car somehow lost control, and there was like this big, dark, hot chocolate, like hot milk chocolate covered body of water. And as I was going off into the water, there was a huge like elephant that looked like Snuffleupagus because it was brown, but it was huge, and it reared up its trunk. And I ended up like car boating. And I didn't go farther. I went to a diagonal off to the little shore that was on it. And then from that situation in the dream, I ended up kind of homeless or something. I don't know if I was. I think I was in the dream because I didn't have the car anymore. So now I was walking. And excuse me, I was walking down this huge street that looked like Broad Street in Richmond, Virginia, and I was just walking. It was a whole bunch of us. It was like about, I don't know, like a whole bunch of people. I don't think we were all together. It was like 50 people. Some of them dressed like homeless attire, like the big coats that you would see, old men with white beards. People with raggedy clothes. My clothes are always raggedy, but we were all walking. We were all walking in the same direction down Broad Street, and it was like so many people walking. I've had this part of the dream before. There was so many people walking down the street that I was just like, it was this white girl that was there, and I was like, I'm going to walk through behind the buildings instead of in front because there's less people walking that way. So I started to go that way, but then a whole bunch of other people started to go that way too. And then on the way back, there was another portion of the dream on the way back where, oh man, I'm forgetting it now. I ended up coming back to those row houses, but now there was somebody else that was primarily living in the row house that I was in. And she had something going on with wigs, and she was kept putting a wig on me. And then there was something about Oh man, this is messed up. There was something about a guy that was in one of the bedrooms, and I think those people actually were like robbers, and they took over the house for somehow. Because after I left the house, I think it was no longer mine, so they came and took over the house, and somehow they found a whole bunch of money in one of the rooms in the house. Like the room was literally like all the walls were stacked with money, and but it was a dark room. It was kind of cluttered, kind of like. Kind of like if you lived in a one room place. Darn. Like and you had all your stuff in one room. It was like that. It was cluttered. There was kind of like the way I live. It was clothes everywhere. But they were hung up, but they were still like way too many clothes for that little space. And there was a guy that was sleeping on the bed, but you could hardly tell because the clothes were covered. Like the clothes were hanging up over the bed to the point where he was like covered by them. And when the people came to rob the place, it's like, I don't know, it wasn't really like a gun robbery or whatever. They just took the stuff and was going on. I don't know who the true owner of all that stuff was. Maybe it was a family member of the guy that was in the bed. But it was somebody that was about to pass away. But yeah, so that's what the situation is. I don't remember all the details. It's just pieces that I remember. But ironically, I woke up, and when I woke up, I have the fan on. I don't have the AC on. I just have the fan on because sometimes I get really cold. But when I woke up, I heard this like it sounded like a whistling noise, and I was like, where is that coming from? And I was like, is it the fan? And I was like, no, it can't be. The fan has been on all day and it hasn't been doing, this is in real life now, it hasn't been doing that. So it just confused me so much because I was like, where is it coming from? And I was like looking and trying to see if there was something in the room that the fan was blowing through to make it whistle, but there wasn't. So then all of a sudden my alarm went off, and so I went and turned off the alarm, and then it so happened, I didn't know what it was, but I was like, okay, I don't know what it is. I just let it be what it is, And it was loud. That was real loud. And so I picked up my phone, and I noticed it was on TikTok. And there was a live stream going on, somebody doing something called a healing frequency or getting rid of negative energy frequency. I don't know if it worked or not, but unintentionally, like I said, but that's what he was doing. And it was just a picture of candles, and you could hear the noise in the background. I was like, okay, fine. So I flipped past it, and I didn't really catch on that that's what was making the noise at first. But then when I swiped up on it, the noise was gone. I was like, I'll be darned. That was what I was hearing. And it was weird though, because I didn't fall asleep on no live stream or nothing like that. I wasn't even on TikTok. But so then when I swiped up though, the next video was like some real heinous stuff. The next video that I recall, there may have been one that I just don't recall, but it was about in 2018, there was a shop owner, and there were 3 black kids or whatever. But anyways, what happened was the shop owner came out from behind the counter, and he passed out. He was having a heart attack. He passed out. And the 3 people that were leaving the store continued to just look at him, walk past him, and left. 2 of those people came back, but they didn't come back to help him. They went around to the back, and they were teenagers, 2 black teenage boys. They came around to the back of the counter and stole the money and walked out. They caught him, and luckily the guy didn't get killed, died though. He was in critical condition in the hospital. But that really kind of sucks, And then when I think about work ethic and stuff like that, it makes me think about how, I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking after he got back, he probably went back to running that store again, I mean, the world is an evil place. It's like, it's crazy. I mean, and then after that, I resaw a video that I already saw about this girl. She got into a really, really bad accident, and she had just bought a new phone. And I had this happen where I got into an accident and I had a phone. It was a new phone, and I was trying to go get my stuff. Please, like, no, just sit down. You're in shock. And then some guy, he was like, this guy over here has your stuff. I don't know who that guy was. He stole my phone. and it was a brand new phone too. That's a shame. It don't make no sense. But in this particular instance, he did more than that. And what happened was something really bad happened to her. She ended up in the hospital. I might be getting two stories mixed up, but about how she got in the hospital, because I know I saw one where this woman, she got into a real bad accident. The police had hit her. And not the police, but a doctor had hit her. And luckily the doctor, instead of just leaving her there or making up some lie, he actually put a tourniquet on her so she wouldn't bleed to death. But in the meantime, the police, she had bought this new phone and all this stuff. The boyfriend, the police came, and then the boyfriend said he was her fiance. So the police looked at him as next of kin. To me, that don't make sense. You're not married. Why would you do that? Look at him as next of kin. So he gave the quote unquote boyfriend, her phone and all the stuff. The time she was in the hospital, she was in a coma. Her quote unquote boyfriend cash apped himself $500 from her account, went to her house, stole all her jewelry out of her jewelry boxes, and even went to steal the Xbox and all those kids' things and stuff. So, the stuff that I see, it's just ruthless. And I'm glad that I see this stuff because, most of my upbringing has been very sweet. Went to school, came home. The first time I had a little bit of difficulty, like I said, when I started going to college, I realized, hey, these people, even though they're college professors and stuff, they really, ain't up on everything. And then, then the legal situation happened, and I realized, hey, I had faith in it for so long that, hey, the legal system and the government system ain't all that I think it is, and I experienced that first half. Then after that, I was a good person for a really, really long time, and now I'm okay, but I'm not what I used to be, It's like I'm not perfect anymore. I used to be, but I'm not at all, and I'm disenchanted, I guess. You know how people say people get jaded? I'm disenchanted. Do I still try to do okay? Yeah. Am I really perfect and great? No, not at all. Sometimes I just let things go. But anyway, so that was just my dream vlog and commentary on the state of the world today and stupid stuff that I see. And it's a lot worse than that, but it is what it is. Anyways, good morning.